Welcome to Wrestling Rewind here on the Jeff Meacham Network. And you know what? Just because Greg Cherry's that awesome, let's throw it on the Greg Cherry brand YouTube as well because, well, damn it, he deserves his own plug on his own channel. So, Greg Cherry, first of all, let me just throw it out there. You are the champion of trivia and of all things wrestling. And with all things being equal, we will see a title defense this week. But welcome back to Twitter, sir.
Yes, it took me a few months and, quite frankly, overcoming the fear of being hacked again.
Yes.
But I figured, you know what, if somebody tries to come after me again, I'll just change my password. It's not worth losing everything I had built up again.
Yeah.
So people can follow me if they so choose, and then we'll go from there.
So, once again, it is universal across the board at Greg Cherry Brand, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Teespring store. So
everything is Greg Cherry Brand because, I was thinking about it. It's like, wait a minute, my Instagram used to be PA Sensation, my YouTube was Luck of the Draw, my Teespring was Keystone Delight. It's like, nobody's going to be able to keep track of that all. Even I'm not able to keep track of that all. So, unify it all. It's one thing, Greg Cherry Brand, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Teespring. Everything.
Yeah, it really didn't occur to me how cross-branded you were on that stuff until you said you're killing me with the brand stuff because you changed everything. Went, there's 4 different commercials I got running here. Madness. Yep. So, with that, if you haven't figured out by the show description and the title because you're not paying attention when you click on YouTube or on my network on Anchor, we are watching through the very first ECW pay-per-view today, Barely Legal, 1997. The only Barely Legal that existed, actually. It's the only ECW pay-per-view that didn't have a repeat performance, I guess, because I guess Paul felt that Barely Legal was good as one and done. So, and it was a special night in the ECW arena. There's no question about that. It had been a long, arduous path to get here. I documented it on Monday. If you watched live on Meach's Musings, if you didn't, you might want to pause now and go back and watch that on my YouTube or listen on my Anchor because it was a fun show. I had a lot of cool interactions with the people watching live, so thank you all for that. No, this is not live on Musings. We are recording this, but it is premiering at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Wednesday, April 15th, which is tax day. Dun dun dun. But it's extended, folks. You're good. It's okay. You're safe. So, fire up the WWE Network. I'm at the very beginning. We're going to watch the whole show. This is, to my knowledge, your first watch through this entire show, correct?
Of this entire show, yes. Not my first ECW pay-per-view because we did one before. No. We did Hardcore Heaven 99, I believe. So, this is
2000, one or the other. Yeah, one of those two. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it was 99 because Taz was main eventing. Not that would have stopped him in 2000 anyway. But I think he fought Bubba Dudley, so I'm definitely sure it's 99.
Very well could have been. I could have sworn we watched it doesn't matter. It's okay. So what I want to do something special for you guys, and I'm going to try to get away with this as best I can. Definitely in the audio, maybe the video. So if you see the video, if you see this breakaway for the video, you know that I got away with it. But if I didn't, here's the audio. I was trying to find this Monday because I wanted to play it Monday at Meach's Musings because it was a great lead-in to today's show. But I figured 2 days is a long wait between lead-in and execution. So here it is, as I promised, the entire speech from Paul Heyman to the boys backstage
17 million homes
at
that have
Barely Legal.
Availability for this show tonight. It will pay $20, hopefully, for the privilege to see you guys do what you have done for 3.5 years. Thank Terry Funk for all he's done for this company, for help putting us on the map, for being unselfish in selfish times, for taking the young guys and showing them a better way. Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme. We're too wild. We're too out of control. We're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
as Paul said, start the show. 3, 2, 1, play. And there he is, Joey Styles, amidst the madness, amidst masses. The world infamous ECW arena in South Philly. They are chanting ECW, folks. You can't hear it on our audio because I'm not getting in that much freaking trouble. But
hey, look, it's
I won't mess with Vince McMahon.
Hey, look, it's everybody who has COVID in Philadelphia.
Damn.
I'm serious. Like that, it's freaking like it's not great in Pittsburgh, but holy crap, is it bad in Philly?
I've heard. Yeah, I have a friend who lives in Philly, and she is like not going outside her driveway at this point. She's like, fuck it.
Don't blame her.
I'm not going near shit. And Joey, who, you know, we always say this when we do these, he looks so young. It's like, it's 20 freaking 3 years ago, so he is younger than he is now, but, you know. But this is, Joey Styles has said this is the greatest professional night of his life up until One Night Stand, the original. And even then, it was a close, oh, here we go.
Kicking it off with the Dudleys.
Wearing the IC tag belts.
Yeah.
Only perfect to have Greg Cherry on the show where the IC tag belts are in effect. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the ECW Dudleys, I highly recommend you go back and either turn the audio off on us and listen to them, because I might do that myself, or I might just keep talking through it, or go back and watch it later. But definitely go back and watch their stuff from the Dayton, the Hera Arena in Dayton 2 years later. They almost caused the full-scale riot.
Oh, yeah. Heatwave 99, brother.
Bubba was the most vile heel in wrestling, and Devon was right there with him, man. These guys were...
He still can be.
They were just bad people, man. And I'll tell you what, I admire democracy, for sure.
Why just Devon?
What's that?
They're chanting F-U Devon. It's like, why just Devon?
Because that was the chant. Because Bubba had been one of them. Bubba had been the stuttering, you know, lovable dancing bear, and Devon converted him to the dark side, man. So Devon was universally hated from the moment he showed up. He was the only Dudley that did not take any bullshit. It was not a dancing, babbling fool. He's like, oh, fuck this. I'm tougher than you motherfuckers.
So, I need to turn up this audio so I can hear Devon.
Yeah, you definitely need to hear Devon. It's something.
Devon.
And you got Joe Gertner going for the Jeff Meacham Award for Charm back there. Wow. We almost did that gimmick for me in Epic. Where having no shirt but a suit jacket. There we go. Now it's on, folks.
Yeah.
You guys saw this in the opening to rewind. I wanted to throw that in there, the whole opening for Rebel Eagles. Not Devon's part, but the actual show open there. And there you go. There's Frank. Terry Funk, who was middle-aged and crazy then.
Terry Funk's been middle-aged and crazy since probably about 1936.
It's true. And he was only born in the 50s.
Yeah, so figure that out.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. He was middle-aged and crazy in utero. Man, some of these spots in this open just see, that wouldn't happen today.
Yeah.
Raven just taking a shot in the head flat out. Wouldn't happen. And there's Beulah, man. And I just love Francine, and I understand where Tony Schiavone is coming from with his Francine adoration, because my goodness. Shut up! No! Stop it! I'm watching ECW. You can't bark on ECW. You're not allowed. That's right. She's trying her heart out. You gotta love her. All right. ECW, Barely Legal, is on the air officially, and Joel Gertner is still talking. I'm totally
well.
I dig the fact that they ditched most of the goofy part of their gimmick, but they still kept the Hanson brothers' glasses. Just still complete misfits. I do appreciate the little nuance there. The mic cube. WWE kept the colors of the mic cube for the one night stand. Just the black and white. That was a cool little nuance they kept there. I dig that. I'll tell you what, ECW, actually WWE, really protected their intellectual property. We were trying to create that shadow box for Rob that I gave him on my birthday.
Yeah.
Trying to find a clear quality image of those tag belts to replicate as figure belts was a pain in Bill's ass.
I bet.
It's like, you can't find those things anywhere. But he found them, and we got it. Rob was thoroughly impressed with those belts. He definitely popped for Bill there big time. I was very, very happy if I pulled that off, and I was very happy that Bill got his recognition that he deserved. Picture that's on my Twitter somewhere back there in the archives, and on Instagram if you want to find it. Good stuff. And here come to the ring to face the Dudleys for the World Tag Team Championships, Perry Saturn, John Cronus, the Eliminators. Saturn, whose eye was already going in two different directions then. And it got more crossed as the years went on, to the fact where he got lost, apparently.
Yeah.
Cronus, who has since passed on, may he rest in peace. I remember Purple being on the tights, but sure, we'll go with that. And Sign Guy Dudley's trying his heart out. God love him. And he's about to receive total elimination. There you go. That's the end of that. And the fans were like, all right, we're off and running. It's time to pop. Here we go.
Yeah.
What Bubba's just saying about that because there you go.
Because why not?
Because Sam Jackson sponsored this show, apparently.
Nope.
Oh, I found out something about Sam Jackson. I think you'll get a kick out of this one. I was reading up on his character in Star Wars, Mace Windu.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was. And it turned out that during the course of the production of the prequel trilogy, Sam got his own custom lightsaber because that's what the characters get as they film these movies.
Yeah.
He had the phrase "badass motherfucker" engraved on his lightsaber.
That's awesome.
You can't see it, obviously. It's a freaking Fox movie at the time, and of course now it's Disney owned. But
that suplex crossbody needs to come back. Nobody uses that. Yeah,
I would agree. It's you're going to see stuff you're not going to see in today's wrestling for sure in this pay-per-view, particularly in ECW, because it was just there you go. Look at that, a double drop kick with one person. Not for nothing, Saturn was a badass before he went nuts.
Bubba Slam instead of Boss Man Slam.
Of course, everything's a Bubba Slam or a Tazplex or a Dreamer Driver or whatever. Got to brand that shit.
That was a pretty looking spin kick.
Cronus could move like a cruiserweight, and he doesn't get enough credit, unfortunately. Oh my god!
Jeez.
They are running the Dudleys ragged here.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it the most. Oh, and there's just a double super kick. There you go.
Super kick party.
Yes, exactly. I love the sign up in the top of the rafters there. Request thank you. Again, don't know if you missed musings or not, but this show had been canceled on Christmas Eve of '96, right up until the very end of the opportunity window because of mass transit incidents. So, good Lord.
Twisted Bliss.
Right. That's it.
Obviously, having never seen this show, I've never seen anybody do it except Alexa.
Yeah, but that's okay. We're going to learn you yet, Jerry. You may be the greatest trivia mind of our time. We got to learn you some extreme, boy.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I didn't see this first run either. My first ECW show I watched live as it happened was Guilty as Charged 99.
My first ECW show that I watched live as it happened was the one I went to in 2008. It was WWECW.
I think you win that argument. I'm not sure what you win as a prize, because that's not a prize. But
that episode of ECW was kind of shit.
I think once Paul went home, it turned to shit in general. So, I honestly, and you know what? This is going to be blowing smoke up Van Dam's ass, smoking Van Dam. I think once he and Sabu got arrested, the whole experiment went to hell.
Oh, yeah. And that was like less than a month into their TV deal starting.
Right. Yeah. I think once Van Dam had to drop the championship, it was over.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not blaming that on Rob and necessarily because, WWE could have found a way to write him off for 30 days and not, hell, they did it in 2010 with TNA. So, although they took the belt off him there too and ended up putting on Jeff, which worked out short term, but they could have found a way to write him off TV and still kept the championship on him, and they chose to just be trigger happy. Kind of like with Ken Kennedy the year after. So, Vince just refuses to have his plans be altered and have to hit the stop button for a few seconds. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Kennedy got screwed because he wasn't even hurt that bad.
No, he was hurt way less than they thought he was, and he was back in enough time where he could have carried that briefcase all the way.
Because he even wrestled at 24, so what's the deal?
But also, without that briefcase change, there'd be no opportunist rated R against The Undertaker. So, you kind of take the good, you take the bad.
Facts of life. Facts.
Everybody bored past 92 is going, what the hell are you talking about?
Didn't that come back to Netflix?
It may have. I don't know. I have not been on Netflix, and I should be because I still have not watched the Big Show show. I'm a bad fan.
Back when not everybody was doing 450s except him and Too Cold Scorpio.
Right. And maybe Hoovy by then. I'm not sure when Hoovy was doing it, but maybe.
Hoovy might have started by
They
then.
freaking put him on his knees on the gallows, like, all right, we're going to kick your friggin' head off, Bubba. Domination! It's over! That joy moment there. So right away, we start with the title change on the first pay-per-view. And these fans hated the W so much, they were just, I mean, you can see the crowd. They're going ape shit.
Yeah. And then Saturn would be in WCW.
Yeah. What?
Not too long afterwards.
Yes. I love how Gertner's going to try so hard to spin this and just not survive.
I was trying to see if it still had the WWF logo on it.
Well, they're not exactly the exact replicas of the WWF belt.
I understand that, but it looked like the logo was...
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they were tag belts from ECW's predecessor, and they just threw the red ECW letters on. I could be wrong, though. Gerder's trying to spin that, due to whatever the hell he's saying, and still the World Tag Team Champions, the Dudley Brothers. And John and Perry are like, just going to see, lay out here, see what he says. And there he did,
Elimination. Oh, I didn't even say it.
And yes, Saturn was in WCW shortly after. What's funny is New Jack, who we all saw recently on Dark Side of the Ring, that crazy motherfucker.
I think they covered up the logo, but it's pretty.
You can tell it's New Jack's partner in the gang says Mustafa left.
Yeah.
So they paired Cronus and New Jack together as the Gangstanators. The one time Joey Styles is not in front of the wash machine for a backstage voiceover, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's actually in the arena.
Well, I mean, yeah.
We live, and now to this day, I could be wrong. He is the only guy to call an entire wrestling pay-per-view as the solo play-by-play announcer. Now, what you're hearing on WWE Network is that ridiculous WWE edit of Sandman's song, but I'm pretty sure on pay-per-view they actually broadcast Metallica. I could be wrong. I don't know. But and yes, it is Balls Mahoney without his long hair.
Yeah,
that was just recently have been Santa Claus, Balls Mahoney.
Oh, Santa Claus.
And again, the fans before 95 are like, after 95 are like, what? Look it up, folks. It ain't pretty.
Or don't look it up and just take our word for how bad 1995 WWF was.
Yes. And there's Joey up in the Eagle's nest, as they called it back in the day. They don't call it the crow's nest because that'd be too easy. Not sure what Joey is saying here because I have it on mute, but
talking about Candido's injury.
Oh, that's right, because you're gonna have Lance Storm come out for his match against Chris Candido, and Chris in the ring to cut a promo. There we go. Another guy gone too soon, and for stupid reasons.
That was just unfortunate and sad.
I will never forget recording XMB that day at Wade's and just being torn the hell up. Of course, that whole XMB was a complete train wreck too. If you will call the wheelchair triathlon episode.
I try to forget some of those.
Yeah, wasn't pretty. That's one I can't upload for sure.
Make sure not to skip this promo.
Yeah, don't skip this promo, whatever you do.
Get it?
Yep. I got you. I hear you. I got it. I meant to wear my ECW shirt that I had when I went to meet Rob in 08, and I can't find it. So instead I wore your RVD shirt. So perfect time for the match. There you go. So. And Chris Cattell, honestly. It's a shame that Vince didn't let him and Tammy just be him and Tammy, you know?
Yeah. But, you know, everything had to have a gimmick in the mid-90s.
Right. And I get that Sonny was enormously successful as Sonny, and that's fine. But I think Chris could have been great as no gimmicks needed Chris Candido. You know. So the backstory is they were tag team champions at one point, and they
rat tail thing is terrible.
Yeah, that's just awful. And when Chris came back, there was the attempt to bring him into the triple threat, bring Lance into the triple threat as like a protege with Shane and Bam Bam and Chris. And then when Bam Bam left the fold, Lance was brought in for sure. And then when Bam Bam came back after dropping the title back to Shane, they dropped Lance on his freaking head. And Lance, of course, went on the team with Just Incredible as the Impact Players, and that was a great success for ECW and the tag team in general. So, and by then Lance had cut that damn rat tail because it's just overtly gross.
Yeah, Lance, if I can be serious for a minute, that's terrible.
Yeah. Now, see, if that Lance Storm had done the rap gimmick, it would have made more sense.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's glued onto the back of his head.
Yes. There it is. There's the man.
I have no idea what this generic music is, but it's kind of terrible.
It's his WWE Network ECW music. It's awful. It's
Yeah.
just friggin' awful. You know, what's so dumb is ECW, you know, I'm not sure what music he was using at the time, but when he was in his TV title run, he used Pantera's Walk. Now, granted, you can't use that. Pantera was one of the main people back then where they were anti-Napster. They couldn't, you couldn't do that shit. But ECW commissioned a version by Kilgore that Rob ended up using the majority of the rest of his run. I would have thrown that in there. Van Dam with the Michael Jordan shoes on.
Robbie V.
Robbie V, that's it. So, now, Rob's about a year, and he's about 16 months into his ECW run here. So he's not quite the whole effing show, but the promo after sends him on his way. And it's still, it's one of those things where he's still got my favorite finish besides the frog splash, obviously.
Yeah.
He's got my favorite finish that you can no longer use. Because the Van Daminator, you can't do that in 2020.
Yeah.
And knowing how many concussions he has, he knows too.
Yeah.
But 97, that shit was cool, so.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Just hearing the impact, it sounded like a car crash.
Like, how he didn't break his ass, X-Pac style, I'll never know.
Can only imagine how uncomfortable that would have been.
I have never asked Sean about that. Don't think I want to.
No.
Some things you just don't ask your buddy, and that's,
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff post X-Pac's WWE career that I don't want to know.
That's fair.
Yeah. I got a friend who is been a long time friend of myself and the show now, asking me to do a complete Meacham Musings on the Hulk sex tape and follow up with the Joni and Sean X tape. And I'm like, could you watch your friends do that? Like, really? Can you sit there and think, I'm going to watch my friends do that? No, I'm not going there. I can't do that.
It'd be like, do you have $1 million?
Yeah.
If not, find it and double it. And then maybe I'll consider it.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah. It's there's not enough whiskey in my liquor cabinet for me to sit down and watch One Night in China. That is not happening. No. No way.
Nope.
Oh. Anyway.
Damn, I forgot how athletic Lance Storm was.
They were both, this may have been both of their primes, like just before they both really broke out, Yeah. Yeah, remember when Rob was toiling around Atlanta with Master Blaster Nash and and all of them. Lance Storm was tearing it up in Smoky Mountain with Chris Jericho. So, these guys have had both really, solid indie not indie, but solid runs with various companies. And again, it takes the creative fostering of Paul Lee to bring them out of their shell. Although I'm convinced Van Dam, had it in WCW, they just didn't let him go with it.
Eventually, I think we're going to have to watch the episode of Raw where ECW invades.
February 24th, 97?
I guess we're already past that time.
We are.
Next year.
Okay.
Next year.
That would be, had I thought about it, and had I thought about I was going to do this week based on Barely Legal, I would have watched that episode of Raw back in February with it. That would have been the great thing to do.
Shit.
Good night, everybody. He takes a bow. God bless him.
I mean, he's like, he's in that mindset, though, definitely,
Of what?
Of being the whole effing show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny that a simple baseball slide without the chair is the thing that broke his ankle.
Right?
Yeah. Makes no damn sense to me. And that was his first real injury, besides the knee a few years later.
Yeah.
Which, granted, if it had been for the knee injury, there'd be no RVD and XMV. So.
Yeah. Slapjack.
Of course.
5-star.
Possibly.
Yep.
Damn.
Before he started selling his gut every time.
Right. Well, because that wasn't the finish back then.
Right.
Once it became his finish, he started selling the shit out of it. Where'd my chair go? Damn it. All right, now. Oh, fuck. All right, now. When Lance gets up here, folks, do not hate on Lance for the chair shots he's going to deliver because, yes, the crowd chewed him up for it. Don't worry. It's coming here in a minute, but yeah, they're not very good. This is kind of cool, though.
Kind of a reverse power slam.
Yeah. Fans climb back here. They approve it. There you go. The one guy looks like Eminem with about a foot and a half less height on him, though, in the flannel shirt back there.
Yeah.
Spinning heel kick. Lance stuck Rob to give him one of his own.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
Is Lance Storm like some kind of weird bland baby face right here?
Lance Storm is been bland since about 1965, but yes, I believe he is a babyface technically in this.
It's weird to see Lance Storm as a babyface.
Yeah, it's definitely weird going back and watching this stuff when you haven't watched it very often or at all. You go, wait a minute, what?
It's like watching Steamboat as a heel.
Oh, Calgary Crab. Oh, no. Oh, Boston Crab.
Kind of.
Kind of, sort of.
I'm glad Storm got smoother in later years.
There we go. There's the Calgary Crab. Remember, that's from Calgary. Or to Canada. I love how Joey called it dramatic pause. Calgary, dramatic pause. At one night stand. Joey Styles does not get enough credit, I think, by the hardcore WWE fans. Oh!
You saw the imprint of the apron on Storm's back.
Of course. Notoriously stiff rings back in 97, folks. Ask Mick Foley about stiff rings in 98.
I was almost there for it.
Goes for it. Oh, that's bad.
That was terrible.
That was weak sauce. That was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the flimsiest chair shot I've seen a man deliver to another man in my life.
Yeah.
I took worse shots to the head of the parking lot brawl next to me.
I've taken worse chair shots than that.
Oh, there you go. Okay. As soon as I open my mouth, there you go. He delivers on something like that. There you go. I wouldn't take that.
No. That's like an almost literal guillotine leg drop.
Right? I love how they're involving the chairs, but they're still actually wrestling. This is cool. I dig that. It's not, blood and guts, weapons.
Wow. Kick it right in the nuts.
Right in the balls.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
Oof. Hey, good adjustment.
Nobody gets as high as Rob Van Dam. That's all I'm going to say on that move. Oh, my God.
I was about to say earlier when Storm got kicked in the deal, it's like, oh, he got kicked right in the tin bits.
That's right. That's it. Oh, jeez. Maybe a cushion for Rob right there.
Yeah.
Square in the back of his neck. All right, here we go. Here's where it gets really bad and then really good. Oh. Fans are guys out there flipping them off in the crowd. Oh, another one. Oh my God. Stop.
Lance, why are you so bad at swinging a chair?
That's enough of this shit. Bad Daminator. And just for good measure, a standing moonsault. 2, 3. Get the hell out of my ring. Fuck. Easily the worst chair shots in ECW history.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, Lance. God bless you. And you know what? Hey, he's doing a great job from what I hear, doing his thing with WWE, so more power to him. But luckily, his forte is not teaching the guys how to swing chairs because he'd be fired tomorrow.
Right.
So what we're going to do right now, folks, is take a quick break. We're going to run a commercial because what we do on this show, we run commercials. So when we come back, we're going to pause at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and actually 33 minutes exactly. We're going to pause before Van Dam gets going. So there you go. There's that. When we come back on Wrestling Rewind, welcome back. Hope you got to go potty. Hope you got to, do your snack thing and your drink thing. I got myself a refill. So, hell, it's about 8 o'clock for you guys back on the East Coast. So, it works out. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So here we go. We're at 33 minutes if you missed the times cue on the break. But here we go. 3, 2, 1, and play.
I didn't come very well.
So Rob is looking for a mic. He's got it, and he's about to cut the promo of his life here. I want to hear this one. So. Fans are chanting, you sold out at him. including Paulie. You're an asshole. At least he owns that shit.
Yeah. I think you're a second or two ahead of me.
Once he's done, I'll pause for a couple seconds. All right, I'm going to pause at 35 minutes exactly, and let me know when you get there.
All right. All right.
Okay, there we go.
I didn't realize I was that far behind. Damn.
They're trying to get the fuck out. Wow. Who would have thought within a year he'd be the man? You know, God almighty. All right, that's enough of you, Joey. I don't want to hear your voice. I want to hear my own voice. I just like my own voice. So there it is. Van Dam beats Lance Storm at Barely Legal and leads people to believe he's going to show up on Nitro pretty much, and he's on Raw within weeks.
Yeah.
So, and here we go. The Michinoku Pro 6-man tag. It's Sasuke's team against the BWO. It's going to be interesting. But not the BWO we're used to, BWO Japan.
Yeah.
If NWO can have a Japanese potential, why can't the BWO, you know? They even brought a Michinoku Pro referee in for the gimmick. I love that. Down to your bottom.
Is this the original BWO theme?
What's that?
Is this the original BWO theme, or is this a remake?
It's the only theme I've ever heard from them.
Because they did like a slight remake in 2005 for them.
Right. I've only ever heard one theme for them ever, so I don't know. It's, you know. Unfortunately, I don't have any commercial ECW tapes to go off of. Leading the charge, yes, the soon-to-be WWF Light Heavyweight Champion, Taka Michinoku.
Yeah.
Funaki in the middle, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think that may be Dick Togo in the rear, but I could be wrong there.
SmackDown, #1 announcer.
What's sad is they showed the names on the graphic while I was babbling, and I missed the whole thing. So, oh well. But what I was saying in the bottom left there is Bill Apter, who was at every show ever.
Yeah.
If you see a bald man with a camera sticking on the top of his head, it's Bill Apter.
Bill Apter.
Yeah. The great Sasuke. Now, if you want to talk about Japanese junior heavyweight legends or legends in general, go back and watch the finals of the Super J Cup from '96, I believe, between Sasuke, and I forget who he faced, and that's an awful thing to say for a noted trivia person like I once was, but Sasuke was just unbelievable for his time. The streamers before ROH made it cool.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it Japanese custom?
Yes. I'm just being an American dick. I don't give a damn. Now, the rumor and innuendo, if we're going to go by Conradisms, is that Vince saw Taka here and went, that's the rumor. And between this and seeing that the cruiserweights were a legitimate, you know, popular item in WCW,
yeah,
and the fact that the WWF had a light heavyweight championship, you know, floating around Japan as part of the J Crown, Vince went, wait a minute. Ironically, one of the holders of that championship, the WWF championship, before it became an actual WWF title, was Chris Benoit.
There you go.
And technically, when the J Crown was defended in WCW, the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship was part of the J Crown. So a little bit of funny haha there. Gotta believe if Vince found out, he probably shit a brick. When it's enough of that.
To be fair, he also appeared on a show called World Championship Wrestling before it was WCW. So there you go.
Right, because he had purchased Georgia from the Briscoes.
Yep.
Much to Ole's chagrin. But then again, Ole was forever chagrined.
Yeah.
He just one big giant chagrin, Ole Anderson. I'd love to pick his brain just to find out why. Like, I get the disdain as far as, you know, killing the territory and things like that. But, you know, when Vince goes, you know what, we recognize you. We want to recognize you on our grand stage, and you say no, like,
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to Barry. Barry deserved every bit of standing up there with the rest of them. Because Barry Windham was an amazing horseman and an amazing guy in his own right. But can you imagine the pop if the original gang had walked out on that stage? Holy shit.
You talking about the Hall of Fame?
Yep. See, that's how I feel it should be. It should be the original horseman. Again, I love Barry, and I think that's the best horse myself, the one with Barry. But I'm being real. It should be the original NWO, and by that I mean the trio.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Sean. No, you know I love Sean Waltman more than anything. And I feel the only way it works to extend the induction past the original is DX. Because DX without X-Pac and the Outlaws really had no life past WrestleMania 14.
Yeah.
So, you know. By the way, I'm talking about what I'm talking about because I have no idea who the hell these people are in the ring except Taka and maybe Funaki. So I'm kind of and Suzuki. So I'm kind of deflecting my own attention. So I apologize, you guys. If you're watching this match, God bless you. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I mean, it's pretty intense. I just like feel all those all the bumps. It's like, man, I think I've taken bumps in rings like that. And it's like. Of course, this is like a standard size ring. Like the bumps I was talking to him was like the mat was like a foot off the ground.
Yeah, it's
the strength.
Yeah. These rings back in the 90s and, you know, even into the early 2000s, I'm pretty sure that's not Funaki after all. I don't think Funaki's hair was that blonde when he had blonde hair. I'm gonna look it up. This is Come on. There we
go. They got some like good speakers underneath that ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it makes a loud noise every time somebody takes a bump.
It is very, very loud. There is no question about it. Let's see. Okay, so I think the gentleman with the blonde hair is Terry Boy. No, I'm sorry. You know what? Let me get a look at the non-blonde, non-Taka guy before I start talking out of my ass here again.
No, I think it is Terry Boy. I think that's what they said.
Okay, because so the guy on the floor before Taka was Dick Togo.
Yes.
The other team is the Great Suzuki. He's the one in the mask with all the entire black outfit. The gentleman in the ring, I believe, is Gran Hamada. And the guy in the green on the apron is Masato Yakushi. Jesus Christ, what did I say? Masato Yakushiji. Shijimani. Yakushiji. God. Blah, blah, blah. I am too sober to try to pronounce that word. God. Anyway, I think that's the guy in the green. I'm pretty sure the guy flying around there right now with the BWO is Gran Hamada, who is another former WWF light heavyweight champion back when it was part of the other companies. Matter of fact, he may have been the last champion prior to the reacquisition by the WWF. I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up next. WWF Live.
At some point, we'll have to watch the Canadian Stampede pay-per-view, too.
Agreed.
Because I haven't seen it the whole way through. I started watching it one day, and then I got lost track of time. So.
Right.
Because that was on my list of stuff to watch.
Okay. I take that back. Gran Hamada was not the last champion prior to the WWF using it, but he was a two-time WWF heavyweight champion. Actually, the last champion was also the first WCW recognized cruiserweight champion, Shinjiro Otani. And then, of course, Taka won the tournament, and off they went. But Jushin Liger held it. The Great Sasuke you see in the ring held it. Mm-hmm. El Samurai, Ultimo Dragon held it.
Ultimo Dragon had like 27 belts at one time.
That's right. I think I want to start calling you 27 belts if we get that far. Cherry 27 belts.
Ultimo Cherry.
Ultimo. There is a really bad connection. I'm gonna let that one go. Look out. There it goes. Woohoo! Yes, Ultimo Cherry is the way to go. Like I said, Pegasus Kid, Chris Benoit was. Every Viano held at least once, it looks like.
Viano's 1 through 64.
That's right. It was a collective championship, kind of like the Three Cat holding the WCW Hardcore title.
Yeah.
Paraguayo, there you go. He was the first. Back in 81, this title existed. That's crazy.
Jeez.
There you go. And then, of course, you had the WWF. Taka, Christian, Dwayne Gill. Yes, Gilbert. S.A. Rio, Steve Malenko, Scotty, Crash, Jerry Lynn, Jeff Hardy, Sean Waltman, and Tajiri. So had they gone through with it and kept it viable and vital, it could have been a decent little division.
Yeah. But then the Cruiserweight Championship kind of absorbed the Light Heavyweight Championship, so there you go.
Well, I highly doubt in 1997 when they reactivated the championship, they were planning on buying the WCW by 2001. So.
True.
Shit, 97, they were still losing the war. By like a lot. But yeah, I am all about watching Canadian Stampede. As a matter of fact, I will check the ever-present calendar in July 2020. It doesn't quite hit the date of the event, but it's close because Wednesday is July 8th. And, of course, Stampede was on the 6th, so.
Yeah.
But I can cover it on Musings that Monday and get opinions. There you
go.
And then we'll watch it. I like we're getting back to watching full shows. We kind of got burned out watching WrestleMania 4. My goodness, was that a train wreck. But, I love the dude on Sasuke at that, the big one of them all. I dig it. I love how they're wearing the BWO shirts, but they had the American BWO members on the back, on the names on the back of the shirt.
Yeah. I was thinking, also watching this, like, I wonder if did you have an N64 growing up?
I did.
Well, I know black belt in WCW NWO World Tour was Taka. Was the Ninja Sasuke?
Oh yeah. People forget about World Tour. They focus on Revenge, man. World Tour was no joke. But then again, No Mercy came out, whatever it was, a year or two later and blew the graphics out of the water. So, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed Revenge, too.
I did, too.
Just because the roster was amazing.
Yeah. I think if I'd had a PlayStation, I would have bought the Nitro game because that roster was jacked.
The game sucked, though.
The game sucks, without question. I played it at my friend. Okay, you know who this is. Over the hill from where I currently live and where I lived back then, my friend Dan had a PlayStation. First time I ever played Nitro was at his house, and I went, and they were winning the war with this crap. Yeah. For all they did right within the context of storyline-driven stuff,
yeah, their
licensing, their merch, other than the NWO shirt, let me be fair to Bischoff and the boys, their licensing and merch and other departments of the company were a goddamn wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read the Nitro book I've been reading by Guy Evans, you find out exactly why it was a big a train wreck as it was. I can't recommend that book enough. And I actually had the guy reach out to me that promotes the Twitter for that, and I have yet to write a review on Amazon. I will. I promise. I have to finish the book first, so I got time right now. So
yeah.
Oh, geez, that was almost botched.
Mm-hmm. But it's weird because Revenge was during that time where Bischoff had his problems with Flair, so Flair wasn't even in Revenge.
I know. Yep. Yeah. The graphics on Nitro were decent, especially on PlayStation, because PlayStation's graphics were amazing back then.
Yeah.
But for what they were, it was PlayStation. It's not PS4, folks. That's But,
right.
For 99 2000, it was the shit. But and the game, like the menus and the preview screens, and they were second to none. Shit, you can go on YouTube and find the entrance themes with the Turnertrons from that game on YouTube, but they're like freaking HD quality now.
Yeah.
Although I will say, anybody out there in YouTube land, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching YouTube. Appreciate it. Find me a quality copy, just MP3. I don't need the full video or whatever, but a decent quality of the actual Jimi Hendrix song with the NWO voiceovers. Because on YouTube, it doesn't exist anymore. I have the MP3 on the laptop, on my hard drive. But I have yet to find a proper Turnertron, type, whatever you call it, with the actual real song, with the NWO, the biggest icon in wrestling, that type of shit over it.
Yeah.
I found a really good script to use for a thing I was doing online recently, but not the actual song. So
I've never seen a super atomic drop.
Why not? It's ECW and Japan, so there you go. They crazy. Okay, unpopular opinion coming from a fat man especially. Why are all ECW referees fat or big? Like, were they not working like the boys were working, or what?
No idea.
I'm asking a question. So for those of you who are familiar with the BWO and what the hell the shirts are that the BWO Japan is wearing, and I want to say it was late 96. It may have been early 97. I don't know when the actual storyline or the characters took the personas, but they are obviously a parody of the NWO.
Right.
Stevie Richards, who became the leader of the BWO, they're basically kind of an offshoot of Raven's Nest, but Stevie spun it off and made it his own. God bless him. Stevie Richards became Big Stevie Cool instead of Big Daddy Cool, of course.
Yeah.
Blue Meanie, him and his chicken bone rather than a toothpick, became the blue guy instead of the bad guy. And Nova, the superhero who became Simon Dean later, became Hollywood Nova with a drawn-on black beard, full-on bandana, and strumming a weight belt. They had Thomas the Inchworm something instead of Dennis Rodman the Worm. They had a guy dressed as Six with a video camera. They had just everybody. It was crazy. It was funnier than hell. It was good shit, as Vince would say.
I love that they implemented that in the Firefly Funhouse.
That was the greatest thing ever. And you know Vince marked out for that. He's like,
I'm sure he did. But I don't think he understands why that was such a great...
He probably has no idea why it's funny, but it's funny. I want that Vince puppet, though, for real. Just have right here just to smack around or something. They sold the bunny and the buzzard for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Taka does not get near enough credit for just how amazing he was, especially in '97.
Oh, his springboard drop kicks were amazing. Michinoku driver?
Oh, there it is. 1, 2. No, it broke up. Wow, look at that. Oh, round 1, game over. Oh,
jeez.
I think it is game over now.
Yeah.
There it is. Ase moonsault. 2. No.
Oh,
whoa.
Man.
I was sure it was over. Damn. Okay, maybe now it is. What the? Oh. Oh my God, he's dead already anyway. Holy crap. That was something. How long was that?
Oh, that was a pretty lengthy match.
That was a good almost 20 minutes there if you count introductions.
It's a nice showcase of...
Because Rob did talk for a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, flashballs. Been a lot of cameras around ringside, man. That's crazy. You think it's WrestleMania or something. Togo wants to fight some more. Togo's not done. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. We're getting back into it. Oh, he just headbutted him. Oh, my God. Suzuki's just like, yeah, I'm done. Fuck this. Let's go. Who are these blue bastards? Get the hell out of here. I know they got killed here. I want to go home.
Speaking of the BWO.
Well, I think you're ahead of me now.
Oh.
Yeah, you are. That's all right. Stevie has said on multiple occasions that he felt the most out of place in this whole show because he's in the ring with a hardcore legend like Terry and a ECW icon like the Sandman. What the fuck am I doing here? And Terry Funk, yeah, you deserve it, Stevie. You should be here with us. And God bless Terry. And that's
Stevie Richards is very underrated.
Oh yes, and
I will say this.
Okay,
I think Stevie Richards and Right to Censor should have been somewhere near the WWF title picture. They were that good at getting heat.
I think if they'd have come along in a time where it wasn't the Austin Rock Triple H WWF title picture, they'd have been there. But the matter is, at the time they became the most popular, they weren't taking the belt off Rock and they weren't taking the belt off Hunter.
Oh, I didn't think they should have won it. I think they should have been in the picture.
Well, but unfortunately, I don't think that those in the big chairs saw Steven as a credible threat to either Hunter or The Rock.
Yeah.
So, tag champions, absolutely. Secondary champions, most definitely. I just don't know. I agree with you. They should have been at least in the hunt, but I don't think that they were ever fully seen by management as anything more than a shot at the PTC. So, but when you see stuff like this from Stevie, it's like, dude.
Yeah.
He was just on his game, and to his credit, he kind of fell apart there after he left WWE and TNA, and much like the rest of us, found his way to Dallas, and he's a certified EDPY guy now. So,
well, what's funny is I remember some indie show in 2013. I don't know the exact year. But he got introduced as Stevie Richards, and all of a sudden the Right to Censor music starts playing.
Oh shit!
He came out with the full haircut and the full garb.
Damn!
I was like, yes.
Talk about a pop. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
That sucks. Now I love how Stevie's all serious here. They pull back. He's in the mirror. The color comes back to the shot. And then wait for it. If we can, come on. And then there's this motherfucker. By the way, time check. I'm at 1 hour and 1 minute exactly right now.
Yeah, you were actually perfectly synced up.
Nice. Back to Joey Styles and the world's largest microphone cover. Yeah, I got. Oh, here we go. Is this it right now? No way. No way we're here yet.
It might be.
No. No, I didn't think so. Okay. Now coming out now is the World Television Championship match. In my opinion, the greatest.
I was gonna say I see a bunch of smoke. Is Rob coming back out?
No, Rob's not here. No, instead we have the Riot Squad and the franchise. And Francine, of course, is all the way live. I think if Shane had allowed himself, or if WWE had allowed him to be the franchise, he'd have been one of the best heels WWF ever had.
Yeah.
Anyway. And I know where that belt is. I haven't held it myself on camera. Damn it. I know where it is. Exactly.
Just Joey Styles saying, "Look at that shameless hussy."
Yes. I seriously want to have a voiceover of Shane every time I start a show and play the music through the intro and have me come on camera and have Shane cut the fucking music. Just to have it on there. I might going forward. Oh, man. I think both of these people are ridiculously underrated of how big of an impact they had on business in general and ECW in particular. Now, granted, Shane gets the credit because Shane was the first WWE recognized world champion of ECW. Yeah. But Francine's recognizing Shane right now. Yeah. But I don't know if they don't get the credit because they weren't the focal points when ECW got their TV deal, when they got, when they really got rolling, I'm pretty sure Mick Foley even said that, I think ECW got their national TV deal probably a couple years too late.
Yeah.
I think they got their TV deal. And watch this. Oh my God. Broke his fucking neck for real. Yeah. The whole thing with Gary, Pitbull won, total shoot. Did break his neck for real. The plan was to break his arm on the belt, from what I understand, and he just landed wrong. And there he is at ringside. There you go. Yeah. Now, I don't know if we're going to show it here or not, but there was one point where he's in the halo. And Shane.
Yeah.
It was bad. Oh, here it is. Oh, my God. Watch this shit. Oh, my God. Now, we're not supposed to know who this is, wink, wink. But the voice is rather obvious. And that will play out here as we go forward in this match. And there's Francine leaning over the rail because we need to see that in our lives. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I know that Pitbull, too, who's going to face Shane here, I know he passed away prior to One Night Stand because Gary introduced the in memoriam that night. I think Gary has since passed away, too, but I could be 100% wrong on that. I hope he hasn't.
I was going to say, that doesn't look like Mike Knox.
No.
Well, the music's the same. That's why I was like, wait.
I know. Nope, Gary's still alive. Just kidding. See if we can find out when this neck break was. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. And the same match they show was Shane breaking Gary's neck.
Yeah.
Francine was managing the Pitbulls and turned on Anthony Pitbull 2 later in the match to cost him the TV title and help Shane win the belt. Crazy. Yeah, it's interesting how they were able to weave storylines in through real. I mean, look at what happened to Benoit and Sabu.
Yeah.
That was, to this day, that's one of the more cringier ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Not the cringiest. One.
Yeah.
And no, everybody out there in the comment right now, we're not watching Sin 2001.
I was just about to bring up, I was Skyping with Travis the other day, and we brought up as like, that is one of the things I refuse to watch. I've seen the aftermath, which is enough for me. Right? I don't need to see the process of it happening.
Yeah, I don't need to see anything more than the image of the foot going one way and the leg going the up at a 45 degree. I'm good. I'm beyond good. Yeah, I can't watch that. I can't watch
Mass Transit.
You know what? I had not seen that until Dark Side of the Ring.
Did they have the full thing in there?
Fuck. They actually show Jack scalping that guy. Like, it's and you know better than anybody because you've been my friend for as long as I've been doing this shit.
Yeah.
I saw my Gary do that to himself and got nervous and deep and wide. And It was a mess. Imagine somebody else doing that to you. Like, no. Now, granted, the kid lied. He did what he did, and he didn't deserve to have arteries severed. Let's be bluntly honest. But don't fucking lie.
Yeah. Did they have Paul Lee for that?
No, Paul. I think Paul's current position as the executive director of Raw precluded him from appearing.
Yeah,
would be my guess. But they had Jack. They actually had Mustafa on the after show with that dweeb host, whatever the guy's name is. Tommy was on the after show. Sandman was on the documentary itself. The midget wrestler that brought the kid to the show and vouched for him was on the documentary. A couple others. I forget. Again, I watched it through once, and I'm like, I knew it was going to be something, but I had no idea they had the footage. Like that, I was like, do I pause? Do I skip? And I just watched through it, and
now knowing that footage is in there, I don't want to watch that episode.
I was hesitant to watch last night's too, the Jimmy Snuka thing, because again, for our generation, the Benoit thing was prevalent. It was up in our face, and to be bluntly honest, without the Benoit incident, there'd be no Talk Wrestling. There may not be a Jeff Meacham Network without Chris Benoit doing what he did. I'm not trying to advocate for what happened. I'm being honest about my assessment of the situation. Jimmy, for all that we saw him do in later years, I had no idea that it happened until the trial restarted toward the end of his life. So I was hesitant to watch, but I watched, and I was very dismayed at what I learned. And I recommend the entire series. Dark Side of the Ring, as dark as it is, it's dark side of the ring. It's the dark shit of the business. You really learn a lot about stuff you only thought you knew. And I honestly can't wait for next week, because I want to see exactly what they say about Dino Bravo.
Yeah, because we've talked about that a couple times on here before.
We did, and JR talked about it on his podcast, and he pretty much said what happened to Dino. But I want the first-hand accounts. I want the whole investigate. I want to hear bit by bit, just because that is some twisted shit. You talk about a Montreal screw job. Holy balls! Like, that was really bad. So, but it's I would love to have more about stuff, the guys that I knew, the guys that I really watched. It was, like I said, it was interesting to see about Benoit. I liked the Randy Liz one last season. I liked the fresh perspective on Montreal last season. Yeah. Because again, Montreal Screwjob with Brett shaped everything we've ever watched. Mm-hmm. So, Shane's just trying to break Anthony's neck. Shane is just gonna drop Anthony until he breaks it and puts him at ringside with Gary. Mm-hmm. Another unpopular opinion, maybe to some of us, I prefer Shane with the short crop haircut.
That's not an unpopular opinion.
Not digging this longer, this shoulder length blonde hair on Shane at all. It looks weird. Although it was better than his 93 mullet. I'll be.
She's got herpes, Janet Francine.
Of course. Why not? She has herpes. Dawn was a crack whore. Tammy was a slut. It's all good.
Melina got that chant at December to Dismember.
Yeah. And it's like, granted, there was some shit going on backstage that some people knew about.
Yeah.
They were prevalent to, but, Melina's one of the best people I've ever met nicest ladies I've ever met in the wrestling business. So I got nothing bad to say about her whatsoever. She can make a hell of a spiked watermelon, I'll tell you what.
Now, did he use the Pittsburgh plunge in ECW?
Yes, I believe he did.
Okay.
Not at this point in ECW. I think he used. You know what? I'm sorry. His finisher was the belly to belly, just a basic belly to belly suplex. But he delivered it with such force that it became a finisher. The Pittsburgh plunge, I think, was CM Punk actually, not Shane Douglas.
No, that's a Pepsi plunge.
Pepsi plunge. Sorry, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Pittsburgh plunge is named after a ride at Kennywood, our amusement park in Pittsburgh.
Oh. And you would know that because that's where you are. I don't know that.
And I've been on it, so.
Yeah. I love that Shane kept his colors the Pittsburgh black and gold throughout his whole run.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. It is so weird that it's April 15th and we're still talking about the NHL might play in the summer to get the season in.
That doesn't allow a whole lot of time for like trades on the draft or whatever.
Well, what they're gonna, from what I'm hearing, again, this is all hearsay and bullshit coming through my sources, but they're gonna get the season in. They're gonna start the 2020-2021 season late and play well into June, maybe early July. So. Jeez. And then kind of slowly scale to get back on track.
I heard, and I hope it's not true because I got tickets to a game this year. College football might be delayed.
Oh fuck!
Which like hurts my heart so much because if there's a passion I have that's not related to wrestling, it's football.
Now,
and
are your tickets for Notre Dame coming in or?
Yeah, Notre Dame's coming into Pittsburgh.
No shit.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. I hope it happens, bro.
Well, I've been to 3 Notre Dame pit games, so this will be
okay.
I
have been to 1 college game. Hey, Gary's over the rail. Here we go. Shit's on now. And the Riot Squad's bringing it up. No, it's not.
That's not the Riot Squad. Where's Liv?
Right.
Where's Ruby? Oh, sorry.
Let's see. In '97, they were all
very
swimming
young
in their father's gene pool at that point.
I was gonna say I don't think they're that young.
23. I bet you Liv is.
Liv's been in the company for like 5 years now.
Right, but she was 14 when she started, so No, that's only Kelly started young.
Yeah.
Another ECW alumnus.
There you go.
Hey, she was married to a hockey player. God bless her.
Mm-hmm.
And a duck at that.
See, nobody's perfect.
That's right. That's right.
Sasha roots for Boston teams, so nobody's perfect.
Well, but to be fair, she lives there. That's
Yeah.
I
put the blame on her husband more.
Sure Barbie fell for Sheldon when he was still. I don't know if he was with the Ducks when they got together or not. But anyway, everybody's going sports talk. Don't understand.
Riff's not listening, so maybe.
Yeah. Riff plugs us. It doesn't mean he actually watches it.
Yeah.
I actually watched his Monday Night Wrap-Up show. I liked it. I was enjoying watching his post-Raw show. It's got to be hard to get up and do these wrap-up shows when there's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, I get it, but it is his job, so.
Right, and I understand that, but it's just for me. I enjoy watching his opinions on it more than the actual 3 hours of the show.
Yeah. I get it. I have to fill 2 hours of a live stream every week now.
So. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why I throw in all the stuff with the wheel and everything.
Now, see me, I'm just talking head for an hour when I'm doing one of my shows, and it'll be 2.5 hours today, but or almost 3 hours today. But a Lance Storm like chair shot. Come on, franchise. You're better than that. But again, this stuff I get into, and this stuff I can talk over and still I have good shit, so stuff like that. So I can comment along and still feel like it's relevant. Whereas if we were to do, I'm not saying WrestleMania because God, I'm not doing one of those. But if we were to do a 3-hour 2020 pay-per-view, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Now, the chamber match from the women's chamber match from Elimination Chamber, I can watch that all day because Shayna was a freaking killing machine in that. That was awesome.
The spot with Liv was like brutal.
The spot with Natty was like, dude, like that's my buddy. I was like, Jesus Christ.
But I'm talking about like swinging her into the cage and then swinging her into the chamber. It sounded like
that was designed exactly for what it was designed for,
right.
and more and. Let's see. That would have been a joint Raw and SmackDown collaboration, right? For both sides. So big props to Bruce and Paul for that, because damn, that was good. It made Becky beating her that much more. What? So,
like I said, I didn't care for that finish because it made Baszler look dumb.
I had a chance to watch it back. I actually finally got to see the whole match and the finish and everything, because when the finish went out, I had left the room for a second to take care of some shit, so I missed the finish. But I got back to watch it again, and I don't know about dumb. I think that the promo Becky cut on Monday explained it very well. That you just I knew I wasn't gonna out muscle you or out beat you, but I could outthink you. It made Becky look like the smart heel champion. So Shayna looking dumb, maybe, but I think it made Becky look smarter than it made Shayna look dumb, I guess.
I only think it made Shayna look dumb because she's lost to it before in that same fashion.
Oh, that's true.
So if it was the first time she lost to it, fine, because we've seen that finish with Brett a couple times.
Right.
So, but for her to lose to it multiple times, she should know better. Kayfabe is.
Right.
Just an opinion.
Well, no, it's a very valid opinion. I just, it's, and not only that, to add to your point, as she is a student of the game, she's seen Brett do that to Piper. She's seen Brett do that to Steve Austin. So she should have seen it coming. So, yeah. I totally get where you're coming from as well. So, but, you also have to remember that WWE is counting on the fan in 2020 not being a fan in 96 or 92. Right or wrong, that's what they're counting on.
I know, but even if they were a fan in 2018, they would have seen that at Evolution. Or not Evolution, at NXT TakeOver right before SummerSlam.
Right. Well, they're counting on us wrestling fans being so brain scrambled that we forget shit. So.
And you and I both know we don't forget shit.
No. We be fucking elephants.
Unless, of course... No, that kind of spoils Friday.
I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Oh, God. Okay. Cheers, folks. See you Friday. Okay, my goodness. I made that way too strong for as early in the evening as it is. Okay. Gonna be a fun rest of the ride, folks. How long we got here, by the way? Oh my God, we still got an hour and 20 minutes. Good grief. Oh boy. Okay. It's funny. I had a friend of mine texted me. He goes, I saw you're going to do the show tomorrow. I thought you said Greg wasn't available. And I said, well, he wasn't, but his schedule freed up. So I still want you on the show. So we'll get you on. Maybe on Talk Wrestling Friday, we'll talk about, ECW post Purely Legal, or, we'll figure out something. But so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's people ask me all the time, why just Greg on Rewind? I'm like, because he's the trivia guy. He's the historian. He's the one historian in my entire time of fandom that has truly, continuously, consistently challenged me. Mm-hmm. So having his opinions on stuff like this, stuff he's never seen, is vital to me.
Yeah.
And that table was vital to breaking Gary's face, Anthony's face. So there you go. Yeah. Is that okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Hat guy's out there at ringside. I'm pretty sure the Hawaiian guy that was standing there, the Hawaiian shirt guy, I think he's a ECW arena regular too. The Pitbull refuses to die. He just will not stay down. Oh, he's got the bell. Good. Jeez. Please don't kick out, Anthony. Oh my God. Belly him on the bell, Shane. Oh, the bells are. He broke the table again. That's awesome. And he still won't stay down.
Powered out.
Yeah, he did. It's awesome. Jesus. Again, it's you do what you have to do to get yourself over in ECW, and these guys are just beating the shit out of each other. Well, ding, round one.
What is he doing?
I don't know, but I'm all for that shot over Francine's shoulder because she just left that outfit, so it's okay. I've been alone for way too long watching this show. Oh. Is he untying his boot? Oh, no. What the hell is he doing? He pulled a shoestring out of Shane's boot?
No, I think that's like a chain or something.
What the hell? Oh, here comes Chris. Damn it, kid.
Oh, he bumped right on his arm, too.
Give himself his own blood clot. Jesus. Still a 2 count. Motherfucker refuses to stay down.
Got his shoulder up a 1.
The very tall Riot Squad guy just hovering there. Oh, I love it. A year prior to this, right around this time of year, Chris Candido's winning the WWF Tag Team title. There's the belly to belly. Boom, it's over. Candido's winning the WWF Tag titles with Tom Pritchard. Now he's in the ECW reign at the pay-per-view. And still your World Television Champion, the franchise, Shane Douglas. And Chris is covered in streamers. Oh, there's the music. That horrible music. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's
just talking.
It's just talking, yeah.
You can't tell at all who that
Right,
is.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I can tell you that it's not. Shane, he's a sacrifice Francine to the Ravishing One. I dig it the most. And not for nothing, Rick Rude's, ladies' man, right? So. We're going to find out who this guy is once and for all. And, oh, wait a minute. There he is. Chris is having a spaz on the floor. It's the other member of the Triple Threat. It's Primetime Brian Lee. What the hell? And Rick Rude with the frickin'. There you go. Bulldozer? Oh, yeah. Officially unmasked. There he is. Ravishing Rick Rude. So on April 13th, he's officially on a mask in ECW. By August, he's the WWF insurance policy for Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
By November, he's in the NWO. He had a busy year.
Yeah. It's weird to hear Rude get a babyface pop.
Right? And even still, as quote-unquote small as he had gotten in 97 after breaking his back in 94, he still looked better than half the freaking roster they have in WWE now.
I watched the spot where Sting landed on him and he landed on the edge. I was like, huh.
Yeah, that, over Japan, right? Yeah, that was... Yeah. To be fair, he was training for a comeback. He was ready to come back in 99, and then he had a heart attack. So that would have been cool to see him and Kurt, do their thing as wrestlers together. Speaking of broken, good old Johnny Flamingo.
Johnny Polo.
Scotty Flamingo. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. That's why you're the champion and I'm not. There you go. Jesus. I love how they wove. I don't know if you're familiar with this. When he first came to ECW out of the WWF as Johnny Polo, they wove it in where he had been a spoiled rich kid and he had, had the preppy image. He has Johnny Polo and he rejected it and rebelled against it and became this dark, grunge character. There was Raven. So it's the same guy, even in storyline. Just he's turned to the dark side.
Yeah. And now he has more title reigns than anybody in WWE history.
It's true.
Of course, 90% of them were the hardcore title.
Well, but still. Yeah, I saw something that, somebody tried to tell me that Edge was the winningest title holder in WWE history. I'm like, hold my beer.
If you don't include the hardcore title, then that's true. But...
Right. The Jeff Blocka himself. I invited him to come on the shows this week.
Yeah.
Because he is a featured main event player on this show. And I wanted to have his perspective and, do the thing. I sent him a tweet through the work tweet and I never heard back. And I invited Tommy. I invited Meanie. Nothing. So.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I am appreciative to Bill Alfonso for not talking much or blowing the whistle and showing his teeth. All three of them. Yeah. Appreciate that, Bill. Thank you. This feud, Taz and Sabu, was the money drawer, was the ticket seller for this pay-per-view because Taz had attacked everybody and everything for, well over a year, calling Sabu out, beating people up and calling him Sabu and just continually just punking people out. And then at the November to Remember, Taz in the ring, calls Sabu out again, beats somebody else up again, the lights go out, lights come back on, Sabu's like this, Taz is like this. They're in the ring for the first time since Sabu had left the year prior. They head to the middle of the ring and the lights go out again. That's where the show ends.
Yep.
And that was the build.
I mean, it's a brilliant build. You have to pay to see them clash.
Right, but once they got to November to Remember, they were doing promos and things on Hardcore TV that led up to what we see here. And remember, Taz appeared at Mind Game or Raw the night after Mind Games, and Sabu fears Taz sign running through the ringside area. So I'll choke you out, motherfucker. It can be argued that him and the Dudleys leaving when they did was one of the final nails in the coffin, because it happened right after TV was made. So
yeah.
Killed him. All right, this should be the grudge match, although there might be a match in between that and Taz and Sabu. I'm not sure. I'm not hearing what they're saying. So
the grudge match of the century.
Oh, there you go. There it is.
Yep.
Team Taz and Bill Alfonso bring in the human suplex machine, Taz. Great stuff. Not so much Fonzie, but
yeah.
The Taz in orange letters on the name card. That's fantastic. Little nuances by Paulie there. And Rob Buffon, the director. Taz fears me. No, he doesn't, dude. Taz will kill you next. With a smile on his face. Just like, Fonzie, I will kill you. Just get on my face.
Sabu
just I just wanted the ring. Fuck this. Let's go. I'm done with this shit. Let's go. No music. No, he just ran to the ring. He's overweighting now. That was awesome. Oh, talk about a match that you should watch with a with caution. Him and Terry Funk from August '97.
Was that the barbed wire ropes match? Nope, not happening. Nope. Nope. Barbed wire on the bicep. Nope. Nope. Not happening. Nope. It's another one of them.
Oh my god. I think if you ever need a break from doing this show, we should pick a show that you won't watch. I'll just have somebody else tag in for you.
We're going to watch the barbed wire match with Sabu and Terry Funk. We're going to watch the Sin match. And we're going to...
I'm not watching that fucking match. Get out of your mind. Yep. No. All I needed to see of the Sid thing was the replay on Nitro, and I was beyond good.
Yeah. Make somebody... I was going to say, make somebody you don't care for sit through all those matches.
I don't know if I'm that cool or not. Okay. This is going to be good, man.
I don't know what my wife's making, but it smells amazing.
Well, knowing your wife's cooking, it's going to be fantabulous, whatever it's going to be.
It smells like bread, if it is.
Dylan and my mom were in the kitchen over the weekend making what I thought was bread. It smelled like it was going to be like homemade bread. I walk in there, cookies. I'm like, all right, I ain't mad at it.
She did say she was going to bake, so I'm interested to see what rewards I get to.
Well, Lord knows that you deserve a reward come Friday if you do, in fact, emerge as the reigning defending champion. So, yeah, tune in Friday for that, though, folks. Now, are we having that on the Greg Cherry brand YouTube officially, or?
Yeah, it's going to be on there. That's where I advertised it for when I did my stream. A lot of people seemed excited, so.
Cool. Then we shall promote the hell out of it on wrestling on the NoDQ review tomorrow too.
Oh yeah, we absolutely do.
I need to dig up my WT shirt out of whatever the hell I have it stashed here in this house.
I just did laundry, so I can wear it too.
Well, I'm not saying mine's clean yet. I just gotta
Heck of luck.
Wash the shirt. Trouble is, it's a bright white shirt, so it's going to take some serious demopping.
I need to bug Aaron to get my stream money because I still haven't ordered your shirts yet.
Well, shit.
That's the goal. As soon as I get that money, buy those shirts. And you can change your mind since I have more up there. But if you still want
I thought about doing that. Let me take a look at the color options on Cherry 2 belts, and we'll go from there.
I don't know if I have too many on there.
Well, let's just look while Taz is punking Sabu out here for a minute.
Teespring.com/store/GreatCherryBrand if you want to follow along with Jeff looking at shirts. I have like 10 different designs up there.
And I will throw the graphic up there while I'm looking at it. I don't want you're looking at a blank screen and my dumb ass looking down here. The fuck is that? I get mouthy when I drink, huh?
That's it.
Okay.
It's your network. You do what you want.
That's right. My damn network. I don't give a damn. I label this shit no kids on YouTube. I don't care.
Yeah. Sabu with a broken nose.
Sabu with broken everything.
How Sabu's even able to still walk is beyond me.
GoFundMe, that's why. Motherfuckers kept apart bit by bit, or kept in pieces. All right, so Cherry 2 belts comes in. We've got, looks like black, gray, which I'm not a fan of for me anyway. Oh no, that's black, so the other one must be blue. I don't want to damn. Ugh. Stop that. Oh, that's interesting. I kind of like the orange, yellow, whatever that is. That's kind of cool. And like, okay, there's the green that the Heinz shirt came on.
Yep.
I don't near enough green shirts, honestly.
Neither do I, and green's my favorite color.
Right? Well, you know what? There you go. You sold me. Green Cherry 2 belt shirt.
There you go.
3X though.
I'm gonna have to. There you go, Sabu. You did it. He didn't botch. Yay!
Botch.
You know, another match we should watch, and it's from TNA that features Sabu, is a barbed wire massacre with Abyss.
Ooh, yeah. Oof.
Honestly, guilty pleasure match.
Well,
as weird as it sounds, like I'm typically not into it, but that match was good.
You know what's funny? I don't know if they didn't watch the show itself on the podcast, but for the first time, Bischoff's podcast covered TNA Lockdown 2010, their first show.
Oh, okay.
As far as the Hogan Bischoff regime taking over for a pay-per-view. And it was weird that they plugged Impact Plus. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. Now, since I don't expect you to get Impact Plus, like I'm paying $8 for it a month, but let me see if that match is online before I commit to it, because I do agree we should watch it, but
I'm pretty sure it's on Impact's YouTube, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that.
I don't either. Let's see. Sabu. No, not Say. Stop autocorrecting me. Ugh.
I'm perfectly fine with doing these live shows if I get to smell bread for like an hour and a half.
Right?
It's just so good.
I think it's you know what? What's so funny is, I don't know if you can see this. Hang on. Let's see. The second one down is the full barbed wire massacre match, right?
Yeah.
Look at number 3 on the list.
Nope.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, let me see if it's a full match. I'll go ahead and save it for now. That's funny. That's funny that Sabu and Terry came up. That's too funny. Oh, there you go. Ric Flair versus Mick Foley, last man standing match from Impact Before the Glory. Jesus.
That's when we just watched the Ric Flair Mick Foley I Quit match in 2006.
Which was like 10 times better in the same match, essentially.
Just watching Flair get slammed in the friggin' thumbtacks.
Yep. Well, that's cool. People are commenting on my stuff. I love it. Okay, so I love it how Sabu is, trying to, be the extreme suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying, whatever, and Taz is wrestling.
I always think it's funny when I watch Survivor Series 01 back, and Taz is walking out for the Battle Royal, and JR's like, is he suicidal or homicidal? It's like, that's not even the right guy, JR.
Right
Sorry.
guy, yeah. Oh, Lord. Not for nothing, though. Paul's promo before Survivor Series was damn good.
Yeah.
It's one of the forgotten treasures of the invasion nonsense.
Yeah. Because I'm sure he meant every single word he was saying to Vince.
Oh, he totally did. And you know what? As fans, we all right there with him, like, yeah, fuck you, Vince.
Even though Vince was supposed to be the babyface.
I know. That was the weirdest dynamic of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, we were supposed to be cheering Vince. It's like, we spent the last 3 years making us boo this dude. Like, what the hell? Other than the thing with Triple H at the end of 99, which turned him babyface because he was defending his daughter. Yeah, the whole Vince dynamic. Giamani, that was ugly. Sorry about that. I just totally went off topic there for a second. But Vince's whole presentation from September until Armageddon 99 was like just weird.
Yeah.
So a YouTube suggestion for me is from Bruce Pritchard's show's YouTube. Bruce Pritchard shoots on Techno Team 2000. I'm scarily compelled to watch this 3-minute clip now.
For anybody who even remembers Techno Team 2000.
Yeah. Everybody before 96 is going...
If we're making references to the new generation that are older than you are, you probably shouldn't be listening to this show.
Yeah, if you were born after the Attitude Era, go watch something else because stop.
If the year that you were born does not start with a 1, you're probably too young for this podcast.
Although the scary part is the 2000 people are 20 now, so technically they could.
Yeah.
Y2K babies are 20 this year. That's fucking disturbing to me. I feel so old saying shit like that, but it's true. Oh, man. Good friend of mine is turning 30 in a couple weeks. And I'm just giving her massive shit for it. Because women with 30 is like us with 30. We just get cantankerous.
Of course, we'll never see 30 again.
No. I'm killing for 30 now. I'm 3 out from 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the math. I actually, at the beginning of this month, on April Fool's Day, ironically enough, because that's when it all started, 15 years since I've known Dylan's mom, since I got together with Dylan's mom. Because it was WrestleMania weekend. It was it was the Friday night we went on our date, and then Saturday morning in the wee hours of the morning, we officially became a couple. And then good old Stagger Lee and I drove her to her house at Venice Beach, and then he and I drove to Universal City, got in our nice clothes, and watched the Hall of Fame with the Hulkster. And then for some reason watched WrestleMania here and didn't go to Staples Center because we couldn't afford tickets, or I forget what it was now, but we didn't go. I think that was. Oh, jeez. Somebody calls Sabu's mom. He's dead. Now, why is Fonzie cheering for Sabu here? He's Tasmanian. We find out.
Styles is saying he's taunting Sabu.
Joey, ever the professional, try not to reveal the big secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure that weekend of WrestleMania was the last weekend before the infamous actually we taped the I'm trying to think here. I'm pretty sure we taped that parking lot blowout between the group of us after the Hall of Fame ceremony that night on April 2nd. So yeah, I got a girlfriend. I watched Hogan get inducted, and I got a record among other things broken over my face.
Yep.
That's a hell of a Saturday, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I can't air on my own channel because it's too many people I can't broadcast.
Yeah.
But you've seen it, you'll know.
Oh, I've seen it.
You saw it as it happened, pretty much.
Yeah.
So. Scary, that was 15 years ago, too, right? Holy jeez. Yeah, I guess I don't think of, the rise of John Cena and all the being that far back, but yeah, John won the championship the night after that.
Yep.
From Bradshaw.
And a terrible match.
Big moment too. Huh?
I said Cena won the title from JBL in a terrible match.
Well, pretty much that whole show, once Kurt and Shawn left the ring, was a train wreck.
Oh, yeah.
And even before that match, the women's title match was not so good either.
No.
So that was a good, 3/5 of a Mania, pretty much. And no, I'm not doing Steiner math, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah. I was going to say the most annoying part about JBL, Cena, and Batista and Triple H is that WrestleMania was their worst matches against each other.
Right. Although, you know what? I remember going, where were we? I think Aaron and I watched Backlash at Wade's house.
Yeah.
And the Backlash match was really bad, too.
I don't think I've seen the Backlash match. I've seen the Hell in a Cell, so that's where my bias is.
Hell in a Cell redeemed that feud. I will say that. And John and Bradshaw in that bloody mess.
I Quit match,
was fucking amazing, yeah. So I give John full props, man. He definitely earned his color badge that day, boy.
Oh yeah.
Golly.
If you're in the main event with JBL at Judgment Day, you're gonna be split open.
Oh yeah.
Eddie, Cena, Ray, bleeding through the mask.
That is the one regret I have about Eddie's WWE Championship reign, is that I wasn't there for the match with Bradshaw, because it was in Staples. I saw Eddie wrestle live and everything. I just didn't get to meet him or see him as the man. That was a cool visual. That was really. Oh, look at that transmission on Jazz. Oh shit. Oh. now who suplexes like Taz. Nobody. Nobody.
Yeah. Imagine if Brock threw suplexes like Taz did.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. You know, Taz called the Iron Sheik the original human suplex machine when they introduced him for the Hall of Fame stuff at WrestleMania, but I don't think Iron Sheik can do shit like that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Got a grapevine end locked in. It's over. Oh, 3 times. That's it. It's over. He choked him out. God damn. Wow. Oh, there you go. Philadelphia Flyers jersey in the front row. That's gotta just warm your heart. Although it is bright orange, so it makes sense with Taz.
Yeah.
So in the official advertised main event, there you go. Taz chokes out Sabu. Here come the meds. And there goes the medics. Jesus Christ. They failed.
Give him smelling salts or something?
I don't know what they did, but they ran in there, and the woman didn't even make it into the ring. She bailed.
Yeah.
Well, it's not very rare you see a woman in the ECW arena anyway. So, you know,
yeah. With clothes on.
Yeah. Your sign down, dipshit. Man, it's talking from his heart here.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are watching this and not just listening to static here.
Yeah, I know. Just listening to Taz kind of promos.
Well, no, I just want to make sure that people at home are doing the same thing and not just, watching us going. Very cool. Handshake, show of respect. And who talked? There you go. I dig it. Something I would never see. A show of respect between Taz and Sabu.
Yep.
And a hug. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Fonzie's awfully still. And here comes Sabu's tag team partner. And he nails him. What the hell? Damn Van Dam showing no respect for anybody. He's in Sabu's face. I love it. Rob has no chill back then. Just didn't give a fuck. What? Going for a suplex. Oh, it's a dirty double cross. That son of a bitch. And the fans go banana, right, Pat? That's crazy. Just when you think the program's over, it's just beginning, folks. This is built for almost 2 years, and here we go. We're back to the starting line now. That sign says it all right there. Oh, Here we go. Triple jump moonsault or triple jump, whatever the hell Sabu calls this particular one.
Yeah.
There's so damn many of them. Whoa!
Leave it to Sabu.
Oh, fuck! Oh, my God!
It took him 2 times to still screw up.
Right.
Rob's like, yeah!
That's right.
Already is like, yeah, I did it.
Rob's like, I didn't do shit. That was funny. I'm a pose.
And Fonzie not doing anything.
I don't remember that part of it. That was awesome. Oh my God, that was too fucking much. Just laughing about the whole thing. Seth was like, I think I'm dead inside, but we're just going to keep going here. Oh, God. I'm in tears on my hard. Oh, what? What is Fonzie wearing there? Oh, it's Team Taz shirt. Okay. Fonzie, please don't disrobe. He's gonna fight these, really, Fonzie? That's what I thought. There we go. Those of you watching at home, Fonzie on a Sabu shirt the entire time. It turns out that Fonzie had money on Sabu in this match and lost money because Taz won. That's how they wrote it in. So there you go. Oh, and there's Fonzie's voice. Oh, Lordy. Throwing shit. Did Taz all that cheer, Fonzie?
I don't know.
Rob's just stoking the flames, man. Whatever. Man, this is good. This is good shit. How high is Rob here? How close are his eyes? Jesus. Oh my God, Rob. Oh my God. He just said, fuck you. That's great. Oh my God. And here we're going to see the replay here. Here we go. That brutality that was the main, the semi-main here, the featured main, if you will.
Yep. Tornado DD, nope.
Tornado DD dead. He barely wrapped his legs around his head. That could have been really bad. Crazy, crazy shit. Oh my God. Ugh. And he stood up. Freaking madness.
So I don't know if you watch. Do you watch Impact?
I have not watched Impact since Hard to Kill. No. What we're going to do is we're going to let Joey do this real quick here. I'm going to pause as soon as he's done introduction here. All right, so I'm at 2 hours, 4 minutes, 8 seconds.
Okay, I'm like 5 seconds ahead of you.
Because we're going to take another quick commercial break here. We will be right back with your main event. Welcome back. Hope you guys were able to do your thing. And the thing is, I take these commercial breaks so you guys can watch the commercials I advertise, but y'all can go pee and go get a snack. It's really okay. You can hit the pause button. I'm not live today. It's okay. All right, here we go. 2:04:09. Is where we're at now because Greg ended up with me there, so we'll do that in 3, 2, 1, and play. And there is Beulah and her McGillicuddies. People kind of slept on Beulah because her face was not, the hottest thing when they first brought her in. Yeah. I think she's the most gorgeous woman to come through ECW at the time she was in ECW. Like, okay, they had Tammy, and Tammy was gorgeous as Sunny, but Tammy wasn't full-on Sunny mode in ECW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Beulah. I think Trisha Hayes is just stunning. I love that give Beulah a headset. She's not going to say a word.
Yeah.
Three-way dance. Now, this is ECW three-way dance, which means there will be 2 falls. They were the originators of the three-way dance, not the triple threat, not the, whatever. And I said, I think we had about a sync again, but that's okay. It's all right. I saw Greg doing this, so you can only mean the BWO's coming out. So.
Oh, they've been playing the music for like 20 seconds now.
Oh, okay.
There
you go. Stevie, Meanie, the Sean Waltman guy, 7-Eleven. Yeah, instead of 6-Pack, it's 7-Eleven. Thomas the Inchworm instead of Dennis the Worm. Hollywood Nova and his beard and wait for it. Wait, there you go. This shit was over, man. I'll tell you what. I'm not sure who's playing 7-Eleven and Thomas the Inchworm. I think Thomas the Inchworm is JT Smith, who was the originator of the original recipient of the You Fucked Up chant.
See, I didn't think Rodman was in the NWO till like later in '97.
He officially debuted with the company at Uncensored the month before. And actually handed the spray can to Randy Savage to help get the victory.
Yeah. And then they feud 2 years later.
Right. Well, Randy was off the deep end anyway, so. And here comes arguably the most iconic name, at least back then, in ECW. This guy.
This explains why indie guys take so long to come out.
Yes. I had a guy I knew who dealt in throwback T-shirts or whatever, had one of the original Sandman T-shirts.
Nice.
I was this close, man, but I didn't have the 25 at the time.
The Extreme Icon.
That's right. That's right. The original Extreme Icon. That's right.
That's all I'm saying about that.
That's right. That's it. And you know what? He can smoke and drink just like anybody else can. So good for him. There you go. That's wonderful. What's funny about he actually has a Budweiser can in his hand there.
Yeah.
When he cut that promo for us on NoDQ's channel, or back then, whatever it was, what you guys didn't see, besides you saw the RVD interview that day, you saw Sandman cut this promo. What you guys didn't see prior to that is he was doing a signing at Rob's comic book store out there in Lomita. And he was signing autographed cans, autographed Budweiser cans with Sandman on them, For every one he signed, he would throw one back.
Oh, jeez.
So you can imagine the trouble he had with that simple fucking promo. Then
XMD.
I never miss a fucking fuck. Oh wow. Hack, brother, please.
It was so great that it ended up on an early episode of Botchamania.
We took pride in that for a little while. We really did. Then the collective decision was made that Hack, Rob, his wife at the time, myself, Aaron, my fiance, our other co-hosts that day that were on the show with us, and a few others in Rob's entourage would somehow walk across the street to a Japanese restaurant where instead of Benihana style, where they cook it for you, like the guy, the chef there is doing this shit in front of you, they provide the ingredients and you cook it for yourself. And somehow, I don't know why this actually was allowed to happen, but at our table, Hack got a hold of the burner and the food. And once he cooked it, he started flinging it. It took Rob's wife to get the flinging utensils away from him and say, Hack, I got this. Somehow we all got through dinner. And yet still, not the craziest day of my life in wrestling. You guys saw most of that day on XMV in early 05.
Whoever would have thought that somebody with like Sid Vicious mullet and a beer gut would be the winningest ECW heavyweight champion, like most times in the history of the company.
That would be the creative genius of Paul Heyman, ladies and gentlemen.
And Heyman never exactly had the best head of hair either, so. That's why there's 40 minutes left in this, because Sandman had to enter.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Sandman takes 20 just to walk through the curtain. Yeah, I can definitely see why WWE didn't want to pay for licensing. They ever had to pay Metallica about 50 times.
Yep.
Just loops and loops and loops and loops. Although they did use it at One Night Stand the first time.
They did.
Anyway.
Yeah.
They played that in the store when we went to see Rob and Sandman in January of 2006. Somebody at the store had a DVD of the music of the original rip of the TV show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Metallica entrance. I need a moment.
You need several moments for that one.
Right, yeah.
Because they played damn near the whole song.
What's cool about Terry here, and I don't know if it's obviously dubbed over here, so I don't know if they used it in 97 or not, but at one point when he was the hardcore legend, the extreme icon, whatever you want to call him,
yeah,
he came out to the Eagles song Desperado. So Terry's my spirit animal when it comes to ECW. Great interview too. Wonderful person interview. I wish I had the file somewhere. I can't find my audio files of the shows anywhere except I have the Dusty show and I have both Bobby interviews. That's all I have, and Randy Savage. And I think they were on Aaron's old computer, so they're probably lost to time, which sucks.
Yeah.
I like that Stevie and Terry shook hands. That was cool. I wonder if Sandman will shake Terry's hand here.
Probably not.
Yeah. I may have missed it too. I don't know. I wasn't looking, so.
Wrestling Living Legend in 1997.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure he's still wrestling.
No, I think he actually finally did hang it up.
Oh, did he?
I'm pretty sure he actually finally did. Last time I saw him on television, he had more silver hair than my father, and but it was still the long Terry Funk hair. So I think he finally said, "Fuck it." He spit his teeth. Jesus Christ. I can attest how much those beer cans hurt against your forehead.
Yeah.
My old co-host and I did that on the ECW tribute show on XMV, and it stung like a mother. Guest commentators, Tommy and Beulah's face, because you're not hearing her talk. She was Camille before Camille was cool. Although I'm pretty sure Camille could kick my ass more than Beulah could. Remember, this is the main this is part of the main event, but we saw the world title match. Whoever wins this faces Raven.
Yeah.
So that's why it's 40 minutes, because we've got 2 matches left.
I see a Jerome Bettis jersey in the background.
Sure.
The big 36. It's kind of hard to miss.
Well, no. I know who it is and I know where it is. It's just funny to see it in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, you remember in the 90s, the Eagles were terrible. Of course, you would know that. You're a Cowboys fan. So.
Trust me, I've been through all the dark times of all the teams. Hell, I'm a LA Kings fan.
Yeah.
We're going through darkness now. Although we were on a 7-game winning streak when the shit hit the fan, so there's something to that.
I've fortunately been witness to my baseball team winning championships, my pro football team winning championships, my hockey team winning championships, and I've been alive for one college football championship.
Yep, I've been quite blessed because I'm old enough where I was alive during the Lakers Showtime era. I was not a huge fan, but I did, I was alive when Kobe and Shaq were ruling the roost in LA too. Of course, the Kings finally got their win. Much to my buddy Christian's chagrin, I was alive for the last Dodgers World Series. I watched the Angels World Series. Matter of fact, the Angels World Series games was the start of us using TV trays to eat in the living room as opposed to eating in the dining room in this house. A practice we have not gone back on 18 years later. And like I said, I wasn't really a fan of college football even back then. I've only been to one college ball game ever, and that's only because my freshman football team went to the UCLA game against Tennessee in '97. So, and it wasn't even a real game. It was a summer practice game. And the thing I remember about that game more than anything is feeling so sorry for the Tennessee volunteer cheer squad because the guys were dressed in full long sleeve, long pant, orange wool outfits in June in Southern California.
I was going to say, watching Terry Funk deliver 4 neck breakers with Rick Rude having been at the show, you think Rude got pissed and be like, kill him, I finished.
Hey, you know what? It's Terry Funk. You tell him no.
I'm not going to tell him no.
I'm not telling Terry no now. No. He's crazy. Yeah, I heard his wife had passed recently, and I felt bad because I interacted with Mrs. Funk briefly when we interviewed Terry, and she's a sweet lady.
Speaking from experience, those kind of letters do not hold great weight.
Nope, they don't. There's a reason WWE stylized their own ladders.
Yeah.
Because they saw what happened with Shawn and Razor in 94, 95.
Yeah.
And then there's this crazy motherfucker doing shit like that. I think his big toe grazed Stevie. Maybe. And so, to be fair, Stevie sounded like he'd been shot. What the hell is Hack doing? Oh my God. Now, okay, I do not know anything about 80s fashion or gym fashion. Is Sandman wearing Zubaz pants?
You're asking the wrong person about fashion.
Okay, I don't
know. I'm wearing sleep pants and a friggin' tie-dye shirt. Don't ask me about fashion.
I won't tell you what pajama pants I'm wearing because you'll get mad at me being a Steelers fan.
Cowboys pants. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Christmas gift, along with this shirt to go with it, because we couldn't find a freaking Cowboy shirt to match.
I was gonna say, damn. He slammed to the top of Terry Funkman's head, hit the ladder. I was gonna say, Steelers beat the Cowboys 2 out of 3 Super Bowls, so it's not.
They did. And yes, they have more rings overall. I know. And then there's that. So there you go.
I feel like I'm a second ahead of you.
You probably are, but that's okay. Well, here, let's just check. I have the technology. Oh, no, I'm just going to say 220, 33, 34, 35. All right. Yeah, it's. Oh, my goodness. Well, you as an XMV fan and me as XMV know firsthand how crazy Sandman is. So stuff I guess is, oh yeah, all right. Yeah, I will never ever forget dinner more so than anything else that whole day. It's like, why are we giving the drunk man the cooking tools? Why are we doing this? What is wrong with this logic here, folks?
Sandman not even caring enough to go after breaking up the pin.
No, he don't care. But yeah, somewhere.
Don't go up that side.
God damn it, Hack! What the hell's wrong with you? I'm not sure if I still have it or not, but oh man, Sandman's head whiplashed like he'd been in a car wreck. Holy crap! No wonder he drank so much. He had to get through the pain. Well, here we go, the Terry Funk Whirlybird. Come on, Sandman, get up, feed floor. There you go. Oh, there you go. Get down, ref. Look at he fell down. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Being that busy might set him straight.
Right? You know, people talk a lot about people sacrificing their bodies and their hearts and their souls for wrestling. Did anybody do that more than Terry Funk, honestly? I mean, really? I mean, think about it. 9 years later, he and Tommy and Beulah had that match with Edge and Foley and Lita. He was set on fire. He was put through the barbed wire board. It was crazy. Oh, Jesus, Stevie. That did not go.
Jordan Mercury was like, I wish that would have happened.
Right? Maybe that's why Joey's so crazy now. Oh, here we go. Sweet Chin music. Here comes the Stevie kick. Oh, man, he got him. He almost pinned him with it. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you, Stevie. Oh, no, not Terry. Not the old man. He's been through enough, damn it. They're both pinning him. He still kicks out. I love it. He is crazy. What does this back of the shirt say? I wish what that shirt says. See, and now Stevie's amongst them.
No.
He's moving too. For as big as he is, he's moving awful fast. I can't read the shirt.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
I don't
know. No. Oh, my God.
What? Terry Funk just walked away. It's like, whatever.
I'm not messing with that. I'm good. Thanks.
I don't even know what that was supposed to be.
I think he was trying to catapult into Stevie. Shane, Lance. That's how you swing a steel chair in ECW.
I was going to say, Terry Funk's 53, slower than he normally is, but still throws better chair shots than Lance Storm and franchise at this point.
Jesus, seriously. Terry looks like he's been on a bender for about a week.
Sandman's been on a bender for 23 years. What are you talking about?
Well, no, because the bender's the
keg.
Yeah, that's a keg of beer. That is not appropriate. Jesus.
It's a trash can. It looked like a keg.
Oh, it looked like a keg when he first brought it in.
And being that was a Sandman, it wouldn't have surprised me.
Of course,
but the fact that it landed right on Terry Funk's head, like.
I was gonna say, if it was a keg, it would have killed Terry.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah, Terry maybe not. Oh my God, it's too funny. Oh, man. What are you going to sacrifice Stevie to the hardcore gods here?
Much.
Looks like it. Oh, man. I know that hurts. Stevie kicked out, man. Good. Stevie's double tough, and people don't give Stevie credit enough for being tough and, hardcore.
Joey Styles had a Mauro Ranallo in him.
Right.
Pop your kidneys like water balloons. It's gonna pop your kidneys like water balloons. Spike pile drivers always make me cringe.
I'm not.
Knowing what happened to Double A, knowing what happened to Taz.
Yeah, never have been a fan of the spike pile driver. Leave that poor ladder alone. It's been through enough. Now what? Oh, gee. Oh my God. He's still getting out.
Is this elimination?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. That explains why they're working together then.
Yeah. Each time you three-way dance means it's elimination. Can you still hear me?
Oh!
I can hear you, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Had to go on headset because I had people come home, so.
Okay. That ladder got more air than Southwest plate.
Well, that's not saying much.
I actually like Southwest.
I tend to sometimes. It depends. Timestamp was. Curious where we're at. Jeez, we still got 15 or 14 minutes to go. Holy moly. No more power. Okay, powerbomb. Powerbomb I can deal with.
Assisted powerbomb. That's fine.
Please be that for Stevie. Okay, thank God. Get Stevie out of there. Drag him away. He's too resilient for his own good. Terry's like, yeah. Well, shaking hands. I love it. Get him. Oh my God. I often wonder how much of the drunkenness of Sandman, at least on pay-per-view or on TV, was perpetuated and how much of it was reality. Pop one open, fire one up. Now let's get extreme. Nice. I love it. That's cool. I got a treat from Subway.
Hardcore streamers. Oh, there's barbed wire.
Of course there's barbed wire. ECW. Why not?
Barbed wire streamers.
Well, it is ECW after all. You gotta have the party streamers out.
Yeah.
I'm on this cookie right now. The hell? Oh my God. Hockey style fight.
Gloves are off.
That's right. Well, it is the home of the Flyers, so why not?
Oh. Ah! Joey Styles, I'm going to throw up.
Whack with the trash can. Oh my God. I'd like to know who introduced barbed wire wrestling and shoot them.
Yeah.
How they're not more cut up on this barbed wire going around, I have no idea. They must have calluses on their entire body. Why is Stevie still fighting?
I don't know.
He hugged him with the barbed wire. Oh, Terry's cut open bad. Look at that. Oh, man. I think this is the finish coming up here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, it is, because Sandman moved. Oh, right on the barbed wire for Sandman. But he hit him. He got him. There you go. So now Terry Funk will face the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Raven. Now remember, as we watch this, Raven and Dreamer in a blood feud. Dreamer's on commentary, so.
Yeah. Oh, he's been making references throughout the match.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm just saying for people actually are watching us without Joey in their ear. I like this ECW title belt. I kind of miss the design they had here.
I didn't get a good shot of it. I know it's not the one they used near the end of the company and when they brought the title back in 2006.
No, it's actually the one right before that. This belt carried through all the way till the end of Shane Douglas's reign, but when Shane walked into Guilty as Charged to face Taz, he had the modern design. God, look at that. Oh, jeez. There's a nasty cut on Terry's side there.
Dreamer's like, just leave me alone. I can't do commentary.
Right. Oh, Terry's busted up bad now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a classic shot I put up on Instagram and Twitter of, Terry bloody face with Dreamer over him. So, you know it's coming. God, look at that. Just sliding down his chest. That's a hell. Oh, man, look at that. The Philadelphia State, the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission in the ring now.
How many fingers am I holding up? Jeez.
Right? Bill Actors looking around like, oh my God, what do I do? I know I'm very talkative here. It's a testament to how much Terry loved and understood what ECW meant to its audience, to its performers, to Paul, to everybody, that he would do the things to himself that he's doing here. Let Raven do the things that he's done. Let Sandman and Stevie do the things they've done. It's like the speech said at the top of the show. Thank Terry Funk for all he's done for this company. Terry went above and beyond his entire time in ECW. At a time where he had been world champion 24 years before, or 22 years before, and didn't have to do this shit anymore. He didn't.
Well, I mean, it's just like Flair when he did all the stuff with the TLC and the.
Right.
Flair had 2 ladder matches within 2 months in 2006.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I kind of go mixed feelings because I see the passion, I see the desire and the willingness to, put yourself out there and completely, almost kill yourself, like Flair, like Funk, like, Foley, like Tommy, and not to degrade my hero, but you're not going to see Hulk Hogan do stuff like that at the age that Terry Funk is here, or the age that, Flair was when he retired, or, he's just, and not that he didn't want to wrestle at all, I just don't know if if Terry Hulk would have made that kind of complete sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he would have done it if they asked him to do it in WCW.
Probably not. I think he went enough out of his comfort zone turning heel, and the fact that it worked surprised him.
Yeah.
And I think that's as far as he was willing to go. Here comes Raven's Nest. The woman in the ring is Brandy Mankiewicz. For those of you who don't know who that is, she was a major women's wrestling player in that time period. In the LPWA was where I remember seeing her in the aftermags from. And she was about as hardcore as you could get when it came to women's wrestling. She was crazy.
Hold on, I'm buffering.
Oh. I will pause if need be, which is fine.
Yeah. It's like literally 5 minutes left in the show.
Right? I know.
Yeah, no shit, something went wrong. Hold on. Just
okay.
let me know what timestamp you're at so I can get.
I'm at 2:38:24, and I'll leave a pause so you tell me. Everybody home's going, God damn it, guys.
Okay, I'm at 2:37:55.
Okay. So 2:38:24, those of you watching at home, well, we will unpause when Greg gets there, so just bear with us.
All right. Okay. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
25, 26.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Okay. You'll note behind Tommy there is the burliest of the Dudley clan, Big Dick Dudley. Yes, that is his name.
Yep.
He was in jail till this show. He was released from jail just prior to the show. So, legitimately. And I think Big Dick's about to fling Tommy. Or he's going to try. Oh, nope. Tommy kicked Big Dick. And now Tommy is going to slam Big Dick. I just love when he's on the show. It makes me happy. We're not PG, kids. Turn this shit up. Yeah. You want PG? Go talk to Corey Graves. Oh, he stole my show. I don't care. Steal the show. I almost bought after the Bell shirt though, just to have it after the Bell shirt to wear. You know, Lord knows somebody should. Although I may resurrect that design and have it put on a T-shirt just to throw it up his ass. And Tommy's in. Here we go. Tommy and Raven. TDT by Dreamer. And Terry's fighting like a fish. Cover him, Terry. For the love of God, cover him. 1, 2, no, kick out. Raven's got it. Here we go. No, inside cradle. 1, 2, 3. He did it. He did it. Now, as we are approaching the time here, we are a little less than 2 minutes away from the show ending. And I will describe what's happening. Pretty much the crowd is going nuts. Their hero has won the world championship. Terry Terry Funk, who, again, we saw what Paul said at the top of the show. It sacrificed everything for this company, and now he's out amongst the crowd. He's in with his people. Tommy's out there with him, his mentor, his boyhood hero, Mick Foley's boyhood hero even. And there it is, the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Terry's a bloody mess. And in the time we live in right now with COVID and everything, you wonder, did everybody come out of that without any diseases? A lot of close quarters there, all that blood. Terry Funk leaves Barely Legal, ECW's first pay-per-view, as its new World Heavyweight Champion. ECW has pulled it off. They have reached the promised land. They have achieved a pay-per-view. Tommy's got Terry's blood all over him, which is just gross, but, it works. It's a great visual. Hat Guy gets a hug. His Hawaiian shirt's ruined. ECW copyright 97, and we go off the air here in just a moment. And what a show it was. Just unbelievable. And the crowd's still going apeshit. And just now, as you're watching us, the transformer at the ECW arena blows. And the power goes out. If they'd been on the air 5 more seconds, they'd have lost the feed.
All right, and that was Barely Legal.
So, your first time seeing it the whole way through, what are your thoughts now, looking back 23 years later?
Some of the guys in ECW don't know how to throw chair shots.
Right.
But
and surprisingly, it's people you would think would, especially a guy who became a trainer later.
Right.
So,
but overall, pretty much what I expected from ECW.
Right. Okay. So we'll have to get in some more ECW stuff and get you learned if I could talk about that. But we'll see what happens. So tomorrow, don't forget, on the NoDQ review, us two, Mr. Virtue and the boss man, Aaron Riff, will be covering all the latest news. And there's been some crazy news this week. It's been it's been a wild week for Vince, for wrestling, for everybody. So stay tuned for that. And then Friday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, there'll be Talk Wrestling. But prior to that, the season premiere, ladies and gentlemen, oh yes, Wrestling Trivia Challenge, NoDQ Wrestling Trivia Challenge is back.
Yep.
And Greg will have a challenger. His name is Shane. We'll go ahead and throw it out there now. Shane McCann, I believe, is the last name. So
not Shane McMahon.
Not Shane McMahon, although we were close to having Greg get his Shane McMahon jersey out of the closet just because. It would have been funnier than hell to have that on there. But maybe if you retain, we'll have you wear the jersey going forward just because you are the best in the world.
Next episode, just remind me. But anyway, getting to the plugs.
Yes, sir.
Instagram. Yes, Instagram, YouTube, Teespring, and yes, Twitter again, all at Greg Cherry Brand.
There you go. There it is. At _Jeff Meacham on Twitter and Instagram. At JMeach Podcast on Twitter. At the Jeff Meacham Network on Instagram. Teespring.com/store/Jeff-Meacham-Network. Anchor.fm/Jeff Meacham Network. One word, no hyphens. And I think I'm on Twitch, Jeff Meacham Network. I haven't used Twitch other than clicking the button that Bruce has me click. So I don't use Twitch, but sure. And of course, as always, for Greg's store and my store, buy the shirt.
Buy a shirt.
So, and we will see you guys next week right here on Wrestling Rewind.
Magdalin.